Hey guys, and welcome to the DIY Fixes channel, where we learn lots of awesome stuff the DIY style at home using common hand tools and learn how to do it perfectly. So if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and get on board. Right, so today we're going to learn about headlight restoration. So headlights may turn hazy, foggy, yellowish, and cloudy, just like these ones. These ones are quite old. As you can see, they have developed some tiny cracks, but I figured out before replacing them actually with aftermarket parts or brand new headlights, it's a great idea to go ahead and try the headlight restoration kit and see how awesome of a job it does in restoring the haziness and yellowishness and cloudiness of the headlights into almost brand new. All right. And I think it's a great idea to point out right from the beginning that it's not possible to actually eliminate these tiny cracks here. Right, these cracks normally develop as a result of leaving your car out in the hot sun in the parking lot for extended durations of time. That repetitive heating and cooling causes the tiny cracks to develop. They are not brittle, right? The headlight does well. It's quite strong. It can't break easily, but with time I think I may have to replace the actual headlights. So I'm going to show you guys how to remove this haziness and yellowishness and cloudiness, leaving the headlights into a brand new type of a condition. Right, so the first thing to do is to make sure that you have the headlight restoration kit. I actually did an unboxing and reviewing video. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get the review video, as well as where you can purchase the kit locally as well as internationally. Right, so we're going to use this headlight restoration kit right here. What you need is the actual kit together with everything it comes with: the mask, the masking tape, the O-rings, the cap, the fluid, and you also need some a microfiber towel. You can use any towel, kind of towel. Right, you also need some AC power supply that's going to power up the atomizer cap. Right, so before we get to that point, so the first important step is to use different kinds of sandpapers. Use the highest rated sandpaper, starting with the 600 grit, 800 grit, and 1200 grit sandpapers. Start with the most coarse sandpaper and proceed on to the least coarse sandpaper, the smoothest sandpaper, to sand the lens outer surface. But before we get there, use a masking tape to protect the immediate surfaces that border the actual headlight. So when you are sanding, you don't accidentally scrape off your paint. And that's going to cost you some paint repair work. Right, so that step is very essential, so that when you're using your sandpaper to scrap off the lens surface, you don't accidentally scrap off the paint of your actual car. Right, so the next step is to use the 600 grit sandpaper to sand off the lens surface as repetitive as possible. Use a wet microfiber towel to wipe off the dust that you've scraped off the surface of the lens. After using the 800 grit sandpaper, go ahead and use the 1000 grit sandpaper and repeat the process. After using the 1000 grit sandpaper, go ahead and repeat the process using the 1200 grit sandpaper for a more fine finish. Lastly, use some soapy water to wipe off the lens and clean off any dust molecules. Alright guys, so the next step is to prepare the actual headlight restoration fluid and set it up for the actual restoration process. For that, you need access to either the AC power option. For my case, I'm using the 240 volt AC main supply. You can also choose to use the cigarette lighter of your car using the cigarette lighter adapter to power up your atomizer cap. So let's set it up and get down to it. So connect your AC power adapter to the AC mains. Once you connect, this LED power light is going to light up, indicating good power supply. Right, so have your atomizer cap and the funnel adapter. Have the O-ring and position it around the neck of the a funnel just like that for a firm fix. Have your headlight restoration fluid and open it up. Remove the plastic cover. Using the funnel, pour around half a liter or so of the fluid into the cup. Make sure you use the funnel so as to avoid any spillages. Just like that. Fit the funnel in place on the cup. Be sure to fit it thus that the handle is actually opposite the sprout end, right? Just like that. Next step, have your adapter connected to the adapter port right here. All right, so the cap is powered up. Just place it on the surface. Give it around 5 to 10 minutes, just like the instructions say. Right, guys, so as we wait for the fluid to warm up and vaporize, you can see the lens is already dried up now. It has already turned a lot more hazy and foggy and yellowish as a result of the sanding process, right? Don't worry about that. It's going to get restored to a clear, almost brand new condition. Also, just wanted to point out, guys, that my lens is actually almost dead, right? You can see these tiny cracks. That is irreparable, but the lens does the job quite well, so don't worry about that one. Just wanted to demonstrate to you guys that it's possible to restore your headlights and remove any haziness and fogginess on the surface. Otherwise, you're going to actually remove this lens and replace it with a brand new one. So stay tuned. We're going to restore the car to almost a brand new condition, so don't worry. Right, guys, so after about 5 minutes, you can see the cap is already warmed up, right? So the next step is to point the sprout right here. Point it on the actual lens surface and begin the restoration process. Right, guys, so there you have it. We've used the headlight restoration kit to restore the condition of our headlights to almost brand new. The lens is quite clear, as you can see. So you can do it at home using this kit. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below where you can buy it locally as well as, abroad, internationally. And be sure to leave a like and a comment. I'll be sure to reply to every one of the comments that you leave, guys. So thank you so much. Subscribe and stay tuned. We're going to do lots more DIY fixes. We're going to replace this headlight. I'll show you guys the process of purchasing a new headlight, affordable, cheap, or how to buy a good aftermarket headlight for your car, right? So stay tuned.